let's just say this. None of the games were boring and I didn't fall asleep between any of them. Really mad about the last game, but yeah, those were some pretty good playoff games. Obviously, we basically have the AFC side set, so I'll get to that at the end of the video. Either way, guys, here we go. Let's go. 2023 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend Sunday recap starts right now. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to NFL. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. We have the 2023 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend Sunday recap. Obviously, going through the injuries as always. First, Avery Thomas is questionable for the divisional match. We'll get to that later. Jimmy G is out for the divisional matchup against either the Cowboys or Bucs. Obviously, they're playing tonight. We keep going though. A lot of question marks for the Dolphins. Obviously, they played. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is expected to return for the AFC Championship if they get to that as well. Alex Cobb and Jordan Williams, both questionable for the divisional round. We'll get to that later as well. Lamar's obviously questionable for training camp. Kyrie Elam is questionable for the divisional. Obviously, we're going to keep getting those injuries later in those updates. That's really all I got for the injury report. No one really, just all minor injuries, of course. Jordan Williams and Alex Cobb both have injuries as well. After that, though, let's get right to the first game. Here we go. The game was at 1 o'clock. It was a really good game. Here's Bills and Dolphins. Here are the highlights from that one.
Any day in mid-January in Buffalo. How often can you say that? It is playoff time at Orchard Park, and the AFC East champion and 2 seed.
Very aggressive.
Bounce pass, just out of reach and incomplete. Was going to Beasley.
Guys up in there, got to get it out.
3rd and 15. Got it away just in time. Is it there? Yes, it is! Very similar to the opening play of the game. As Allen looks for somewhere to go. And it's to Knox. Oh, it's a touchdown. What a catch. Treated awfully fast. Here rolling out on the bootleg. And it is intercepted. Dean Marlowe. Went over that 7-game win streak. Here they are on the ground. The cook. And he is all the way home for the touchdown. 33-yard field goal, and he drills it. Morstead on the hold. Blake Ferguson to snap it back for the first points. And it looked like a hook just in time. First down, play action. Loaded with time. Loads it up long, and Holland. Oh, it's Howard, I should say.
An open guy in the last one gets the pressure.
Out of the backfield, there's a defender right there, slips through the tackle. Oh, look at Jeff Wilson. And Sanders is good again.
Denver, Peyton, New England, and we're doing the same thing with Buffalo. Kansas City.
3rd and 8. Look who's open. Was he touched? 3 catches for 74. Oh, hold on a minute. That touched the ground. Jason Sanders. And he is good again.
Big talent out there that is just more rotational at this point.
2nd and 10. Beasley off his hands and intercepted.
Bell, so consistent.
Thompson to the end zone. Touchdown. First down with a half minute. Allen over a big jump. And it's Gabe Davis.
Seconds, taking the timeout from the 8-yard line, so you have one more crack at it.
His pass. 39 yards. Good. Oh, the ball comes out of his hands. And it's toward the end zone. Picked up in Miami with the touchdown and the lead.
Check down, shallow cross, throw it underneath.
From the goal line, deep he goes, and he's intercepted. Right up against Ingram on 3rd and 8.
Best in the league on 3rd and medium.
And look at it move.
They sometimes like to do it. Big downs.
First and goal, and it's Beasley.
Throwing the ball. If they come down, he should get the ball again here.
On 1st and 10 to the end zone. Oh, it's Gabe Davis. Did he get the feet down? Yes, he did. With timeout so valuable. 1st and goal. Wilson jumps across, and Miami is in for the touchdown.
Right there, Tyreek Hill in the slot.
Rushing for Thompson. Has to run away from the pressure. Throws. Incomplete!
And, of course, the Bills sucked. Like, it was a really, really close defense in this one. Skylar Thompson, he was pretty atrocious, but you kind of expected that. He was able to make big completions. That's really all you can say for him. Threw a couple really bad interceptions, 18 to 45, 220 yards touchdown. I actually think he stepped up a couple times, but like he was a third string quarterback. You can't really expect really anything out of him. They couldn't run the ball either, though. That didn't help at all. That's really weakness. They need to get better with that in the offseason. Really, just better run scheme in general. But as well, they do need to get guys who can pound the football. Like Raheem Mostert actually didn't play in this one, but he would help the line. Of course, Jeff Wilson was good in the receiving game. He had a couple of he had one really nice catch for the first down and the fourth down. But that's really all I can say there. Tyreek Hill was their lead receiver again. No one really had a great game. Mike Gesicki was good blocking. That's really it. He did have their only lone offensive touchdown. Because again, second one of their 2 offensive touchdowns. Because again, offensively, they didn't really move the football. It was their defense that helped them out. Defensively, they're really the only reason they were in this game. Javon Holland had 8 tackles and an interception. Xavier Howard had 3 tackles and an interception. But they got a ton of pressure. They had like 6 sacks. It was pretty good. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they did have 6 sacks. They got a lot of pressure. Zach Sealer had a career game, 2 sacks, and had 3 tackles. He was really, really good. They had a good game overall. Jason Sanders also had 3 field goals for them. None of them were long, but it was okay. Josh Allen had 3 fumbles. 1 was lost, and of course a scoop and score, which is not what you want to see. He did have a lot of big completions. And his bad passes were the ones that got tipped and stuff. He didn't have a terrible game at all. I just think, again, way too many turnovers. And he tried to push the ball the field in the windows that were smaller than, let's put it this way, they were not big. Devin Singletary, 10 for 48, was the leading rusher. He was pretty good. James Cook, why did he get 12 carries? I really didn't know, because other than his touchdown run, he didn't really do much after that. Stephon Diggs, 7 for 114, of course, caught a bomb. Gabe Davis, 6 for 113, touchdown. He was a big play guy. So Shakir, could have had 4 catches for 100-something yards, but of course he dropped it. Cole Beasley had a touchdown, and Dawson Knox also had a touchdown. Really inconsistent play by the receivers and the quarterback. It was just a wild game offensively. Now talking about defensively, they really jumped on every single route. It was a little aggressive. It did hinder their ability to really simply just make football moves on passes. But they were pretty good. Dean Marlowe and Kyrie Elam both had an interception. I will say Kyrie Elam actually had a pretty decent game. They got to be more disciplined next week, though. I'll just say that. If they don't, they will give up a lot of points. Ed Oliver, Carl Basham Jr. both had a sack, though, as well. Hit 2 field goals as well. Stats-wise, again, the Bills had a lot more yardage, but they had 3 turnovers. 1 was a scoop and score as well. So they had a lot of turnovers. 4 to 7 sacks as well was not good at all. Again, this was a really sloppy game in the grand scheme of things. It was definitely a slugfest. 2 to 3 turnovers. Now, again, the 3 turnovers were really bad for the Bills. 1 was a scoop and score as well. You got to remember that. So keeping that all in mind, the Dolphins definitely played their one of their best possible games. The Bills didn't really, but they did come out on top. So that's all I got there, guys. Time for the keys to getting rich for both these teams. And what I wanted to say for this Dolphins offense, they didn't run the ball enough. They did give the ball to their playmakers, though, which was good to see. Again, Skylar Thompson did his best. I don't think it was a terrible game. I have to give them a minus, though, because, again, they didn't really play a good game. The only thing I had to have them having a shot is if they really did. I'll give them an underscore. They did okay. They converted on 4th down, too. Dolphins defense forced them to run the ball. They did, and they didn't run it well. And as well as Xavier play on Diggs, he did 1 big play. Really, that's about it. For the Dolphins defense, they're the only reason they were in it. If they didn't create those big turnovers, they really wouldn't have had a shot at winning this game. It would have been 40-something to nothing. I get they gave a lot of points and a lot of yardage, but in the grand scheme of things, they really wouldn't have a shot at winning if they didn't play the way they did. And now talking about this Bills offense, run the ball for almost 5 yards per carry. They didn't do that. Roger Saffold and Ryan Bates were having to run inside techniques to create cutbacks for the backs on inside zone design. So for Devin Singletary, that worked out nicely, but not for James Cook, simply because James Cook is not the type of runner for that. And as well, Divisional really wasn't there for either back. So overall, honestly, they didn't really have a terrible game offensively. I guess I'll give them a plus. But they can't turn over the football the way they did if they want to win next week. Bills defense, under 20 points allowed, no. Forced 2+ turnovers in the first half. They did actually force 2 turnovers first half. They really did what they were supposed to. Again, the Bills would just give a plus defensively. The Bills did not play that. Honestly, didn't even play that bad of a game. They just didn't play a very good game. They played their C+ game. That's really the reason they was so close. But I will say this: hats off to that Dolphins defense for getting that scoop and score. Really changed the momentum in this game. It was a tight one, but the Bills pulled it out. Now let's get to the next game. Here are the Giants and Vikings highlights.
And here we go, the wild card from Minneapolis on Fox, the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. And Cousins going to sneak it up, forward, in there, and waiting for the signal. He's in. A little pitch. Barkley looking for a seam. Great cut. Saquon Barkley in for the touchdown. Jones, straight drop. Over the middle. Man is wide open, and it's caught by Slayton. Room to run. Slayton inside the 35, and he's taken out there. Jones going end zone. Caught for the touchdown. It's Isaiah Hodgins. So it'll be Graham Gano from 25 yards out. And the kick is perfect. On 1st and goal. Cousins looking, firing, caught. Osborne is in for the touchdown. 4-man rush. Pressure coming. Jones gets rid of it. Barkley's wide open. 1st down and more. Sprinting into Vikings territory. Jones has a man wide open. It's caught by Bellinger for the touchdown. Got punished this year and hung in there quite a bit. Here's a fake. Cousins, this time with time. Firing, has a man. It is caught by Thielen.
Spread the ball around.
Go quick here. Penalty flies. Cousins. End zone. Smith. Cousins to throw. Pressure comes. Fires. Caught by Hawkinson. A big hit by Love, but he holds on. And
They have in there.
quarterback sneak.
Oh, they jumped. They jumped.
You're right. Joseph has got it. Jones, quarterback sneak, gets smashed, but he's got it. Barkley muscling forward. Barkley, what an effort, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. They go quick on the quarterback sneak, and Daniel Jones has got it easily. 4-man rush. Jones has time. Complete. Oh, it's dropped. What a huge play. So the clock will stop as 4th and 8. Game on the line. Cousins, Hawkinson. He is not going to get there. And the Giants will take over.
And the Giants pull off a 31-24 upset against the Vikings. Obviously, the first one-score loss for the Vikings this season. Let's put it simple as this. The only reason the Giants won this game is because the Vikings defense stunk. They're just terrible defense. It's simple as that. But Daniel Jones, really freaking good. He's the reason they won this game. 24 of 35, 301, 2 touchdowns. He didn't really miss many throws, and the ones he missed weren't even bad misses either. He ran the ball really well as well. 17 for 78 was their leading rusher as well. Saquon had 2 touchdowns, was really explosive, but he was even bigger in the receiving game, 5 for 56. Obviously, Darius Slayton did drop that big catch that would have won them the game, but he did have a good game, 4 for 88. Isaiah Hodgins, 8 for 105 and a touchdown. He did his job. Really good game. Daniel Bellinger also 2 for 17, of course, the touchdown as well. Jalen Smith, 6 tackles. Ardori Jackson, 6 tackles. Both those guys are pretty good in the secondary. The defense simply just didn't give up big plays. They did give a lot of short and medium stuff to the outside of the numbers, which is okay. They didn't stop the run at all, but I don't think that mattered because they didn't give like a big, long touchdown run. Because, again, the Vikings were down in this game because their offense was playing really well. Graham also hit a field goal. And as well, for the Vikings, Kirk, really good game. Other than that last pass, obviously. 31 of 39, 273, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Dalvin Cook only 15 for 60, but he ran the ball well. He had a good game. As well, of course, Kirk had the QB sneak to start the game. TJ Hawkinson 10 for 129. Well, really was the only guy making big plays in the receiving game, getting like first downs. Thielen, of course, had that one big catch to get in the red zone, but that was really it. Justin Jefferson, I mean, he was getting triple team every single play, and a lot of his throws were underneath because, to be honest with you, he had so many routes where it took him like an hour to actually get into it, which obviously is the one issue you can say with him. But he didn't have his best game. KJ Osborne 2 for 20, a touchdown as well. Irvin Smith Jr. did have a touchdown. They didn't play a bad game offensively. They could have been better, though. Defensively, I mean, they were dog crap. Like, there's really no other way to say it. Jordan Hicks, yeah, 6 tackles, whatever. He could not stop the B gap, like getting the B gap for his life. Eric Hendricks did fill a lot of gas. He did have a sack as well, but you can't do everything. Daniel Hunter did have a sack. I didn't see Zadarius Smith anywhere. Jonathan Bullard also had a sack. They got pressure. It's just when a mobile quarterback can't really do much about that in the end. Craig Joseph also had a field goal. And, of course, talking about the stats, I mean, both teams were pretty even. But, yeah, 431 total yards for the Giants is like their 5th most in the playoff history for them. Of course, very clean game. 3-0 sacks. Yeah, but a lot of those, because I'll tell you this, Daniel Jones had the ball a lot longer. They were actually more efficient on 3rd down, though. That was a pretty big difference as well. The Giants had the ball longer, though, 33-26, really big difference there. They definitely deserve to win this game. Let's get right to the keys game grades for both these teams. Yeah, and for this Giants offense, Saquon did have two touchdowns. They did get a big lead, but they did really pull through. Yeah, it was a one-score game, but they definitely pulled through. Their defense stepped up. Offensively, I mean, it was probably one of the better games this season, 5 pluses. They're not going to be able to do what they did on this week, next week against the Eagles, but they can definitely play a similar game. They can win. Giants, yeah, they did make Dalvin hit the C-gap. He did hit it well. They did get Justin Jefferson not to make big plays, which was huge for them. Defensively, I will give them 2 pluses. Again, they were not good against the run. They could have been better, but they did have a pretty decent game. That's all I got here, guys. Time for the Vikings. And for this Vikings offense, don't get behind early. They did get behind early. No bad mistakes by Kirk. He didn't really, other than the last play. But yeah, and Dalvin did not have a huge game, which I guess is okay. They just couldn't really get anything big going in the run game. It was really, it kind of like felt like they put a ceiling on it, which is okay if you can make big plays in the passing game, which they weren't able to. Which is one of the reasons they were playing catch up basically the whole game. They come back though. I will give them 3 pluses offensively. They played a good enough game to win. Again, at the end, I get it, but I don't think that was really the reason they lost. Defensively, again, Daniel Jones just diced them up. They had to contain. They really didn't have any answers for him, and when they did, they moved away from it because he made another big play. For this Vikings defense, they were really the only bad part of this game. I got them 4 minuses. They weren't actually terrible because they did force a couple punts, but that's or a punt, and they did make a couple big plays, but that was not one of their better games. So all I got for the Vikings, guys. Time for Sunday Night Football wild card. Yeah, this was a pretty good one.
4-degree clear playoff Sunday night in the shining Queen City of Cincinnati, along the banks of the Ohio River, and a sellout crowd of 67,000. McPherson, who made every kick in last year's postseason, now 21 of 21. On 2nd and 6, Huntley's throw in traffic is intercepted. Akeem Davis-Gaither has it across midfield. Burrow looks underneath, chase to the end zone, touchdown. Look out, that's his first postseason miss. 4th and short. Huntley will keep. Fight forward. Looks like he got past the 27-yard line. Huntley looks, flips it. Dobbins open field, stretching to the goal line. Ruled a touchdown. 3rd and 16. Burrow deep drop, still flushed. See how much Hayden Hurst can get. Not much. Hit hard, solidly. On first down, bad snap, comes back. Huntley able to field it on the bounce, get out of the pocket and throw complete, of all things, and a great connection, too. Operation perfect, so is Tucker. Now he right to the back. Burrow keeps. Flag is down, though, as Burrow slithers his way in for the touchdown. Motion turns upfield. Burrow scrambles. Anybody coming with him? He throws to the back line. Got Higgins for 2.
In some way, he's basically out of position.
Huntley taking a shot downfield. Demarcus Robinson is open for a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson. Tyler Huntley's hit all 5 of his passes in this half. And McCarry out there. Huntley's on the races. Inside the 20 and the 10. Huntley reaches. Oh, that ball's out. That's live. Back the other way. Sam Hubbard, the Cincinnati Kid. Hubbard's got a convoy. Chased by Andrews. At the 30, the 20. He will score. On 4th and 20. Can Tyler Huntley do it? 4-man rush. Retreating. Puts it up for grabs. And it is deflected in Crochet almost.
And in Cincinnati last night, the Bengals pull off the 24-17 win. It was not a good win at all. It was really ugly, but they were able to get it done. Ravens, I mean, the clock management at the end, the turnovers were really a big problem. But Tyler Huntley, honestly, you take away that the scoop and score, I honestly think they win this game. That was just just awful. But other than that, 226, 2 touchdowns. He had one of his, probably his best career game other than that. Of course, the interception starts the game. No big deal. As well, they ran the ball well, though. That was really good to see. They pounded the rock. Of course, Gus Edwards, not really efficient, but he had some really bad runs. Got, stuffed on 4th down. So that's really where the efficiency goes down. Mark Andrews, 5 for 73, was definitely their best player in this one, at least in the receiving game. Demarcus Robinson did have a touchdown, of course, caught that. Tyler Huntley, and of course, Jacob Dobbins did have a touchdown in the receiving game as well. Defensively, Marlon Humphrey did have 6 tackles. I didn't really see much of him. Didn't really care to see much of him because he didn't have to do a lot. Justin Houston did have a sack. Tyus Bowser, Daffy Away, all had sacks. It was a pretty good defensive game, to say the least. Justin Tucker also with that really short field goal. And for the Bengals, I mean, Joe Burrow was okay. Really didn't do a lot. I mean, he held on the ball way too long sometimes. Joe Mixon was crap. He had a really bad game. But there's really nothing to say about Joe Burrow. He played an okay game. Jamar Chase, I mean, really just not getting any targets downfield, but did have a touchdown. And Hayden Hurst, T. Higgins were both pretty good. Of course, Tyler Boyd had some big catches on 3rd down. But, yeah, offensively, really nothing else to say. Like, they were okay. They did have 2 sacks, though. Defensively, they were really good, of course. The scoop and score by, not Aiden Hutchinson, Trey Hendrickson. Hakeem Davis Gaylor also had the interception. I mean, they were good offensively as well. Both teams played pretty good, decent games. I wouldn't really say there was a side of the ball that was really that bad. But again, 2-to-1 turnover ratio was a huge difference. That was really this momentum swing. But really, the Ravens did dictate this game. There's really no other way to say it. Up front, they were a lot better. But 3-11 to 7-13 3rd down was also a pretty big difference. I'll say that. Let's get right to the keys to game grades after that, though. And talking about this Ravens offense, run the ball, I'll tell you that. They ran the ball a lot, and they ran it well. But again, in the end, you can't really have what happened on that QB sneak. So I give an underscore for that. I don't think they played a bad game, though. Now, defensively, you have to make the Bengals run the ball by playing. They did actually make them, too. And obviously, blah, blah, blah. But Joe Burrow did get pressured as well. I like what I saw from this Ravens defense. I'll actually give them 3 pluses. Okay, that's all I got for you guys there. Let's get right to the Bengals. Okay, talking about this Bengals offense, I mean, there's really no other way to say it. They were just as pedestrian as you can get. I'm literally just going to give an underscore. They didn't lose them the game. They didn't win them the game. Really, there's nothing else to say. Bengals defense forced Taylor Huntley to throw the ball quickly or underneath so that you can wrap up with clean tackles. They did not have a good game tackling whatsoever. They were pretty good in the run fence. Of course, some big plays. Really, the reason they won this, I don't think it was just a masterpiece, but they won the game. 2 pluses. That's all I got there, guys. Let's look at the divisional round overview. And yeah, we'll just talk about this right now. Bengals Bills. That is your divisional round matchup. It is a dandy. I'll just say that. We were kind of expecting it, but yeah, whatever. Bengals Bills. This game will be going on at Sunday at 3 o'clock. We'll of course get to that and keys to the game video, which probably coming out on Friday. Jags Chiefs. That's another one. Saturday, I think, at 4:30. That should be a decent game. I mean, yeah, that's your AFC matchups. Of course, winner of the Bucs and Cowboys game will go to San Fran for their death inning at 6:30 on Sunday. And of course, Giants Eagles will be on Saturday night. All the NFC games, sadly, will be on Fox for the rest of the way. And CBS gets 1, and then, of course, you get the AFC Championship. But, yeah, that's all I got there, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the 2023 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend Sunday recap. That was fun to do. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Monday night. It's, of course, the best game of the weekend. And, yeah, that's all I got for Super Wildcard Weekend, guys.
Running play. Hilliard. Big gain. And Hilliard's got speed. He could go. Dontrell Hilliard all the way